Atmosphere is good, and we're expecting a good one with plenty of points, I think.
Yeah, look, I can see a lot of points in this game, Stuart. Both sides not been shy of scoring tries this year. York impressed everybody in the way that they've started this campaign, really meaning business, and taking out last year's champions in game one just meant that every team is going to come to this stadium and know they're in for a hard task, and that's what Wakefield's got on the hands tonight.
Well, we are underway. Mac Jowett gets the game going. The way that these two teams like to play it as well, they really do like to throw the ball around. And we're expecting more of the same. Paul Vaughan with the early charge, one of 3 or 4 very experienced signings that Mark Applegarth, the coach, has made this season, to add to the bulk of the team who did so well in the championship, and already a penalty, the first penalty of the game. Sam Cook not able to get up and play the ball. The crackdown on slowing down the ruck is gathering a pace, isn't it?
Yeah, and it really does make those first sets of the game difficult. You want to go out, you want to put your stamp on the game, get your line speed, make good initial contact, and it's just a little too long in the ruck means that they've given York another set now early on in the game.
It's a good opportunity in the early stages to play the game the right way. That's what Mark Applegarth says, and he's determined that they'll carry on doing that. VAR, who was brought down initially, the midway inside the Wakefield half of the field, and Eve Barnforth starting at hooker with McShane switching to the halves. Here is Griffin, one of Super League's old war horses. It's a set restart again. They're giving away a penalty and the set restart. And York, can they cash in with all this possession? McShane. D does well. Right in front of the line, right in front of the post. Barnforth, they go towards the left-hand side, and Garner, Griffin trying to find a way through. It was a great tackle by Tamama, had to be on that try line. There's another set restart. Well, Mataafa finds a way through, but penalty, 6 again, 6 again. It's a gift at the moment for York at form, drops the ball, and now it's a gift for Wakefield. They had a 6 again, they had a penalty, they had another 6 again, now it's a knock-on. Chance is gone, it seems.
That's really tough start for Wakefield there. I think decision's being challenged, and I don't blame him challenging that one.
I think we've got a captain challenge. York say that the ball was knocked out of Paul Vaughan's hands, so Chris Kendall is the video referee, and he will make the call.
It's for when I explain the decision. So I'm speaking to Mike, so I can't tell him. It's saying there's a prior breach of a high tackle.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. York are challenging the decision of a knock-on. They're claiming that there's been a prior breach of a high tackle. So we're going to run it through on camera 4. So what happens now?
He's looking at it, yeah. Looking at it. Can't see anything on the screen here.
Okay, we'll go to camera 9. Okay, so we're looking here at the contact on the passer. So the ball's been offloaded there. There is then some contact to the head. Given that the ball is also late as well, so this is going to be challenge successful.
Well, there you go. It was a challenge to the passer, wasn't it? And it's going to be a successful challenge, and it's going to be a penalty to York. So all the drama in the first 2 minutes, 2 penalties, 2 set restarts, and Wakefield are really up against it, Jeremy.
Yeah, discipline there. Not good enough from Wakefield, just inviting York in, and Paul Vaughan, he's not been short of the try line, and I think he thought he saw who was coming in there.
Tries to get the ball down, but he was held on his back over the line.
On the 10, please.
Well, they've got to make this pay, haven't they? Wakefield are not helping themselves in any way, shape or form. Here is Vaughan now. Right in front of the sticks. Rodwell in there. Tabata in there to make the tackle. Bomford goes on his own, trying to find a way through. Well read again by that Wakefield defence. Here is Vaughan, twisting and turning. Is he able to get the ball down? Well, the ball has come loose. And it's a knock-on. Paul Vaughan, for the second time, has knocked on, and this time there'll be no reprieve for York. Well, penalty. Set restart, penalty. York come up with nothing, and Wakefield survives.
Yeah, that's 4 or 5 sets there, coming off the back of penalties and set restarts. Wakefield are going to be really happy to defend that. York will be wanting to come away with points when they've had that much time on that Wakefield line, and just a little bit try line fever there, I think, from Paul Vaughan. He's already got 4 tries to his name this season. I think he thought he might be a little bit close to the line there, was tempted to reach out and just lost possession, and that's definitely pressure reliever now from Wakefield, who need to work hard to get out of their own area.
Yeah, well, finally, it's taken nearly 5 minutes, but they get their hands on the ball, Wakefield. A dramatic start. Sure, nice and smoothly. Good run again. Isaiah Vangenaar. Good play, looking for the offload. Rodwell, midway inside the York half of the field. Well, they are beginning to open it out as Sinfield on the last goes to that corner, and it's taken well by Nofaluma. What a sensational start to his career here at York. David Nofaluma, of course, signed up after Halifax went kaput. Thankfully, the good news is that Halifax have got new owners and they're playing again in the Championship, but signing Nofaluma has proved to be a shrewd move by the York Knights.
Tyson off the leg, square!
Well, for the Jamiha. That's good stuff from Garno. And now they are playing it down the side with Nikhil Williams on that left-hand edge. Already the last one, but you can see how they both want to play. And Garno inside. Great ball there by Mata Afa. Anyway, for Williams to go, no, there isn't. The one thing we know for sure, and it's been shown in the last 60 seconds, they're both going to give the ball a lot of air.
Yeah, and it was a really great first set off Wakefield. Bearing in mind the work they've done defensively, it was a 90-metre set to get to a good kick and really put York in a bad spot. And it's the way they just throw the ball around, got them out of their own 40-metre zone and into some good attacking space, but just that end to set a little bit messy for York. Patience is probably a word that they'd be looking for now at the start of this game.
Penalty, first one to Wakefield. Again, slowing down the ruck. And that's 3 penalties we've had with 3 set restarts in the first 6 minutes. Players are being warned.
And it's a product of the rule changes, isn't it, Stuart? We're seeing a lot more penalties, a lot more 6 agains due to the speed of the rucks. All of the referees trying to speed it up with numbers in tackles, so teams are often giving away much more penalties than they used to, especially early on in the game.
Vangenaar met with force by Jesse D. Here is Jarrett now on the far side. Cam Scott. Best field position for Wakefield so far. McMeekin, Tyson smoothly, they'll switch play again. Chance maybe for Corey Hall, looking for the offload. But Shane and Wood bring him down before he could offload. Again, they'll move it to the right.
Just move, goal line. 6
Matty
again.
Stork a couple of yards away from the try line. 6 again, set restart on the line. And Tabana.
Oh, 6 again.
Yep, 6 again confirmed. There's another 6 again, and McMeekin trying to make them pay, but push back there. Mataafa and Vaughan.
Stand up, stand up. Max responsible.
Right on that try line. Truman now, Jowett, Hall looking to go through. Brilliant defence.
Great.
McShane was there, Wood was there, but Corey Hall was stopped in his tracks. But back they come. Rodwell.
Play on.
Smoothie again. Oh, good play from Sinfield, but the ball goes behind Jowett. Ollie Pratt has put that. Brilliant defence from Wakefield in the opening 4 or 5 minutes, and York are giving it some here as well. And Truman had nowhere to go, did he?
Yeah, look, a little bit of mistiming there
Last
from the
one.
Avs.
They're good, play on.
And that should be an easy take, it is. The Mataafa. Well, they like to play, but they like to defend. Really enjoying this, you know. We've had 9 minutes, it's flown by. We've had drama, penalties, set restarts, lots of them, and we've had chances, but we haven't had any points.
No, it's been end-to-end and making big meters on each carry, both sides, but the scramble defence from York there was brilliant. Everybody putting the body on the line to stop this Wakefield attack. It was a poor intercept, really, from Wakefield with that kick, which is giving York the ability for a 7-tackle set, and already now well into the Wakefield half on 3rd.
Well done, a late hit. It may well have been a late hit there on Hingano.
Time off. No, mate.
Going to be a penalty, another penalty.
It's late. Yeah. It's quite a bit. Yeah, it's quite a bit of force in that. There's no wrap. Mate, trust me, you don't want to.
Savannah there it was, I think, just a little bit late and in the back of Hingano.
Yeah, with Tabana.
Do you reckon? Your pal? No, absolutely not, mate. You've got to do your care,
he's
though. You
okay.
can't stick him out the ball.
After
He
Hingano,
doesn't have the ball.
5th year he's been here at York.
You good, mate? You good?
But the late contact will mean another penalty.
Let's go, mate.
Hingano himself kicks for touch, so now it's York's turn. So it has been so good, Jody. So the surprise is that we haven't had a try.
Yeah,
I'm sure it will come.
both teams having to defend hard. Scramble defence really does take it out of you, and it looks like it's only minutes away from just a missed tackle where one of these teams are going to go over, but it's end-to-end at this point. It's anybody's game.
Here is Xavier Barr. Again, powerful, isn't he? Just 22, great pickup by the York Knights. But Shane, chance for D, who goes for the line. He's that close, York are that close, but Shane with a little kick through, the ball bobbles around, and Wakefield will get it back. Pounced on by Jowett, and again no try.
Yeah, Paul McShane, we're used to seeing him in the hooker role and in the halves tonight, and his kicking game, usually out of dummy half, can be really dangerous. Didn't quite manage to get it through the Wakefield defence on that occasion, and Jowett quick to the ball to defend that one for Wakefield.
Go 4 back of the ruck. 4. Surrender!
That looked a little high there by Griffin.
Go 5.
And Ollie Pratt. Play on, says the referee, and they do, and Jake Truman will go long. A good take for Toa Mataafa. He's a real superstar here, isn't he? He's a cult hero. 14 tries in 26 games. I like the business that York have done. They have half the budget. They have arguably the smallest budget in the Super League. But they've done some shrewd business. And they're a team, aren't they? They play for each other.
Yeah, they've been outstanding at the start of this season. You know, many wrote off the teams that were coming up into Super League because of the fact that they had much less on the salary cap and the challenges that they faced. But York definitely taking this seriously.
They will. It was a good little kick from Hagano, and Jarrett had to race across, and he couldn't take any chances. The ball goes out, and York are going to get it back.
Really nice, neat kick, that one, Stuart, into the corner, just forcing Wakefield to tap that one out, which gives, again, another great attacking set now on this Wakefield line.
Sam Cook plays the ball. Here is VAR once more. Smoothie and Rodwell, and then Tavana with the tackle. Right in front of the post, Bamford. Inside it goes again. The run of Paul Vaughan. 3 or 4 times they tried the Vaughan charge, hasn't come off yet. Picked up by Hengano, again terrific goal line defence from Wakefield. Tavana with the tackle. Cook gets it out to VAR. No joy so far. McShay though for one, and now there is joy. The former Cat players combine to give York the lead. Paul McShay, emergency halfback. He's played so many times in his career, and Sam Wood gets the first try of the game, and York are ahead.
Yeah, what a line that was from Sam Wood. Paul McShane really dominating on this right side for York. Gets his hands on the ball, and it's just a real quick, short pass to Sam Wood, who's powering onto that line. I was really impressed with Wakefield's line speed, but weren't able to stop Sam Wood on that occasion to power over for the first try of this game.
On the start, it's been. The try was coming, it had to be. You weren't too sure who was going to get it, but on the balance of power, probably York have edged it, haven't they? Possession, well, they've more than edged it. Possession, 77% for the York Knights. They get the try. Do they get the goal? They do. Mikael Williams turns 4 into 6. It's 6-0. First try, first strike goes to the York Knights.
Yeah, fantastic conversion there to add the 2, but it's York who managed to break this Wakefield defence. Too many sets on the line, and the defence finally breaks. And it's Sam Wood who breaks the heart of Wakefield there with that real strong hard carry off a Paul McShane short pass.
But 6-0 here. Well, look at that, 60-40 percentage-wise, but the domination has been, well, they've made twice as many tackles, haven't they, Wakefield, says it all. 6-0 York in front here. In the other big game tonight, as York get a penalty, another one. Hull Kingston Rovers leading St Helens by 10 points to 0.
Good, mate.
Well, we've had penalties, and 4 of them already, 3 conceded by Wakefield. We've had 4, 6 again. Jastavara has conceded a couple of those penalties, that's for sure. Here is Vaughan. Knows only one way forward, signed a 2-year contract after leaving Warrington. Loves the Super League, loves it here in the UK. Here is McShay. Jesse D.
Is there now? What line? Hold. Got 3, nice chance, 3.
Mazarafa this time at dummy half, but Shea once more. Inside it goes for VAR. Wakefield having to do an awful lot of defending. Bamford. Quick hands! Well, it reaches Nopaluma on the far side. Still going, Nopaluma!
6 again!
Another set restart, another one!
Off the leg, 0! Hold, stay in the mark, that's you, go 0.
Short pass out once more.
Up now, clear the rock. Got one. Play on.
Bamford. And picked up on the bounce there by McShane. Here is D once more. It wasn't the best of passes by Janine Bamford.
Go to, stay in the mark, Jesse, 2.
A lot of work already. Xavier Var for the York Knights. Bamford. He manages to get the pass away. The Baluma will go for the corner. Brilliant goal line cover defence.
Hold. Go 4.
Pratt was in there as well. Ngannou. The Baluma. Williams, has he managed to get the ball down? Can he get the ball down? He's lost the ball. What a chance there. With Nico Williams, he was trying to get the ball down in the act of scoring, he lost it. How important could that prove to be? We thought it was a try, and the ball goes to ground.
Wow, what goal line defence from Wakefield there. Max Jowett managing to get underneath and actually force an error there from Nico Williams, who goes low and tries his best to get the ball down but just can't quite do it, and it's a fantastic try saver there from Max Jowett.
I think Darryl Powell, the Wakefield coach, have been mighty concerned with the 6 agains, the set restarts, the penalties given away, and they're giving away possession, they're giving away the ball, but when they do have the ball, they're playing some pretty nice stuff. Scott on the far side.
Hold, go 3.
Tavanna. He will have been influential in the signing of Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. They were great friends and teammates of the New Zealand Warriors. Moving now, here's Tavanna once more. Truman. Stimfield with a little kick through towards the line, and it's picked up eventually by the try scorer Sam Wood. York survive. Big hit from Rodwell.
Sam Wood did incredibly well there to keep in the field of play, not get pushed back behind his own goal line. He then gets back round and gets involved in some work to backfield carry. Really important for York now that the outside backs get in and do some of that work. Middles have been working hard, and outside backs now getting involved.
Last one. Oh, it's a mistake. The experienced Tom Johnstone there. It was more a kick and hope off the edge of the boot, wasn't it? And the frustration there of Tom Johnstone. Set restart, penalties, errors, it's all taking a toll on Wakefield.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that. Tom Johnstone didn't quite go as far as he expected, so he'd positioned himself much deeper, expecting the kick to go into that pocket, so he had to run onto that, didn't quite time it right, and crucial error that for Wakefield, who had to do a hell of a lot of defending in the start of this game.
But when you've got 75% possession after a quarter of the game and you've only scored 6 points, that may be a concern as well for Mark Applegarth, the York coach. Williams it is who plays it. Jack Martin on from the bench. Cook and McShane. Here is D. Does well, Jesse D. McMeekin, who's going through a stack of work. Mike McMeekin in defence. Forward once more. Offloads there for Bamford. Chance on the left-hand side. Ngannou! And there is Griffin. Stopped down a yard away. Surely this relentless pressure will pay. Martin for the line. Rodwell brings him down. Last one. Dramatic stuff here at the Elinor Stadium. Now a chance maybe for Mata'afa. Gets the ball out. And it goes to ground. You've got to say, Wakefield have made 112 tackles. They've got 30-odd% percentage.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'll get that.
And they've survived. Again, they've survived. And York missed the opportunity. And somehow it's still only 6-0.
Well, it was desperation in that Wakefield left edge there. Only 3 defenders outside of the post, and York had stacked that edge to attack. And I thought Wakefield did incredibly well to get open out and cover right across to the edge of the field and force an error in the end. York disappointed to not put more points on with the possession they've had so far.
Put your hands to yourself. Off them legs! Get back! Get back!
Really good. So 22 minutes have flown by.
Come on, 3. Keep looking hard.
The Wakefield will only hope that it will get better. And it may do here with Corey Hall just over halfway. Mac Jarrett. Well, nowhere to go for Jay Pitts, who's on off from the bench. So Sinfield will go to the air, and it's a good take. Good take again by Mata Affa. Do you know what? Not many people would have heard too much of any of the York players before this season. Obviously, coming into Super League, they kept a lot of the players who took them to the championship final last year. And for me, Mata Affa could be a real star of the show this year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just his try scoring for York, it's his backfield carries, the meters he makes, the work he gets through carrying for this York side. He's been fantastic in the opening 6 rounds so far.
Up to now! Step back, step back! Hold. Too much, mate. Neutral tackle.
Well, they asked for the penalty, and they got the penalty.
No, Tom, if it's a surrender, how long give you extra?
There wasn't a surrender, mate, that. I'll call him.
Despite all the errors and penalties and set restarts, I say it's been really entertaining. Surely a lot more points to come.
Wait for the foot.
A rare opportunity then for Wakefield.
Josh, clear the rock. Can't find a space.
Yeah, Wakefield will be really grateful for the penalty there, just giving them a chance to have a breather. Get another set of 6 now in the York attacking third, which is where they want to be. This is where they want to be playing the game. They play too much down near their own goal line. This is where they want to be playing the flashy rugby league that they know they can play.
Sinfield for McMeekin. Quite one of the best of passes, wasn't it? Griffin trying to pounce on the ball. Who's going to come up with the ball? Sinfield's going to come up with the ball. I think it may well have come off Josh Griffin, so fortune favouring, a bit of lady luck there for Wakefield. Again, another set. Smoothing. Pitts for Hamlin Welling. Super sub, always plays off the bench. Impact player Hamlin Welling. Sinfield again, and Truman. Jarrett goes on his own, and Williams will bring him down along with Ngana on that far side. Jay Pitts right in front of the post. Couple left in the set for Wakefield. Here's Truman now, short pass, and Vangenaar comes out now to Johnstone. We've seen him score many a try from this situation, but the defence is strong. It's good.
6 again.
Well, I think that's a little unfortunate. I have to say that's very unfortunate, because the player actually fell over the York player. But in the end, it doesn't matter, because Wakefield have lost the ball. York have got it back. End to end, we'll go back this end now, Jamie.
Mike McMeekin again. Just throwing an offload away that I don't think he quite needed to throw. They had a full set of 6 there to attack the York line, and another one of his offloads goes to ground, and this time they lose possession. The set before they managed to retain it, but that one not quite so, and really disappointing that for someone with the experience of Mike McMeekin. A little more patience needed.
Getting tasty. Sangare is on. Here is Jack Martin.
Make it Mike. Hold.
Just shy of halfway.
Jake, make that 10. 4.
Ngano offloads, it comes off a Wakefield hand, so more opportunities here for Matarafa for York. 14 minutes to half-time, still only the one try. Sangare on the charge.
Oh, JJ, come on, mate.
Martin looking for a way through. Pitts and Staunton bringing down the prop forward. Quick play the ball for Vaughan. Again on the charge, again looking to offload, and again just a yard off the line. Come to this right-hand side with McShane. Inside for D, looking to find a way through. Wakefield's defence holds firm, as it has done for most of this first half. Higano with a short pass. It's picked up there by Sinfield. Griffin it was on the charge. Griffin catches it, he scores. He drops it, and he doesn't. And Wakefield now have it back with Corey Hall.
Yeah, it looked like York were going to go in for a second try there. It opened up for Griffin on that short pass, but he couldn't quite take it from Ngannou, and Sinfield did really well there to gather and get a really valuable 20-30 metres upfield for this Wakefield side.
Caius Fartilli. He became a cult hero in his first year at Wakefield last year, didn't he? Pitts now, and Sinfield. Jowett. Scott runs into a 1-2-3 Knights defenders. Sinfield and Pitts. There is Fartilli. And this time it's York who come up with a great defensive set. That is the real surprise, only 6 points, because when both teams have had the ball, it's been really good.
Yeah, it's been really entertaining. And Wakefield, they're just, as soon as they get close to this York line, they just look a little bit disorganised. The halfbacks need to take a bit more control of the end of sets. They possibly miscounted there and ended up turning the ball over on a fairly nothing carry to centre of field, and now they've opened up the field for York, who are really powering down, making good metres off every carry, finding the front, quick play the balls, getting a roll on again this York side.
Cracking game, Matarafa. Last one, already. It's a good kick, isn't it, by Hangar? That's an even better take. Brilliant take by Ollie Pratt. That was a really, really difficult hanging ball. Here is Cam Scott now.
Yeah, great take that by Ollie Pratt, under lots of pressure there from the chasing York attack, but did incredibly well to take that one.
You heard some bad language there, apologies. All in the heat of the battle. Here is Truman now. Hamlin Welly. Sangare in with Martin to make the tackle.
Just get back. Go 5. 10's good now.
But it is the last. Sinfield goes the aerial route. Nofaluma drops the ball, but it goes backwards, does it?
Offside. Offside.
Yeah, I think it was accidental offside. It was dropped by Nofaluma, and it was picked up there by Hangano, but the referee's saying that he was in an offside position.
Yeah, nice kick there from Jack Sinfield, who just places it on the head of Nofaluma, but couldn't quite take that one, and it's a let off there from the offside.
Is he okay?
Fartilli. Well, they've survived barrage after barrage after barrage in this first half. Wakefield smoothly now, and Pitts inside it goes for Vanganar. York again desperately defending on their own try line. Just the one try so far scored by Sam Wood, but there might be another one here. Scored by Caleb Hamlin-Welly, and Wakefield are level. Underneath the post he goes. It was simple in the end, wasn't it? Short pass on the charge, and Hamlin-Welly with the try. And we're about to be level here at the LMER Stadium. Wakefield finally on the board.
Yeah, and it was route one for Wakefield. Just a hard, tough carry there through the middle. to get, again, some points on the board now for Wakefield that were desperately needed. Just a short pass. York will be disappointed to concede that one with the amount of defending they've done incredibly well on the goal line. But really nice, strong guard carry there to get some points on the board for Wakefield. And I think this break will do Wakefield good as well, just being able to regroup now, points on the board. Try and get some more possession, which is evening up. We're getting closer to 50-50 now in possession as Wakefield start to turn this around.
Doesn't score too many, Caleb Hamlin-Welly, but that's an important one.
Yeah.
Eight minutes to half-time. Max Jarrett surely about to make it 6 points apiece. It took his time, but he got there in the end, and it is York 6, Wakefield 6, and what's been a really, really good first half.
Yeah, and did take his time there, scored under the post, which gave Wakefield a great opportunity to level this game, and it was just a nice, strong, hard carry for Caleb Hamlin-Welly there to get Wakefield on the board, just hitting the inside shoulder there of Xavier Varr to get over for a really important try for Wakefield that gets them back into this game.
Here is the try scorer.
Away now! Hold, Justin, hold! Go, one man's good. Justin, now back! Hold, hold! Go to good work, Justin.
Here's Kaz Fartelli.
Off the legs, back!
Scored one of the tries of the season, didn't he, last year
You good now, 3.
at Magic? Well, that wasn't Magic, was it? It was a really poor pass. And York have it back. Chance to have put some points on the board at the back end of this first half. 6-all it is.
Yeah, and Fartelli, it was a great carry there. Found his front, broke a couple of tackles, quick play the ball, and Wakefield was not able to take advantage of that opportunity with a sloppy pass, and the markers from York doing really well to force the error.
Here is Varr.
Carries out! Square! Hold, hold. Got 3. Good line, 3.
Martin once more.
Kill him now! Go line! Hold.
Great field position. Again, they tried out to the left-hand side. Great tackle. Brilliant tackle by Pratt there to bring back Williams. Read it so well, did Ollie Pratt. And Garno again across the field. The kick goes, and it's taken superbly by Ben Jones-Bishop. The 37-year-old has been around a long, long time. And he knows where the try line is. And he's found it there. And York are back in front.
What a gift that was to Ben Jones-Bishop on the 30th birthday weekend. That one was a gift. It just pops into his hand. Nice, well-timed kick by Hingano. He drops it perfectly there, just on the try line. Ben Jones-Bishop puts pressure on and just pinches that one out the air to go under the post again for York. But look at that kick. Fantastic. Corey Hall goes for the catch there, doesn't quite take it, and it's Ben Jones-Bishop who gets there first to take that one and ground it under the 6.
37 years of age. Actually scored a stack of tries, averaging more than, or nearly 2 a game. Sorry, 1 every 2 games in his career at Wakefield. 64 tries, 111 games. He is approaching nearly 400 career games. Do you think you'll still be playing age 37?
I don't think my body can last to age 37. It's impressive what Ben Jones-Bishop has been able to do for such a long, extended career.
He's missed it. That's a shocker. Absolute shocker there. by Nico Williams. Now, how important could that prove to be at the end of the game? That's a really bad miss.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, that, but another look at this try. There's lots of pressure on Hingano when he gets that kick away, but he still manages to place it perfectly on the money for Ben Jones-Bishop to collect. But it's this kick from Nico Williams that just scuffs that one and goes on the outside of the post. That 2 points could prove pivotal come the end of the game.
Well, it could be massive, absolutely massive.
Release now!
We'll make a big red asterisk in our notebooks there against that, Jody, because it should be 12-6. I think more than anything, that's just careless. It's complacency, as if he stepped up to take the kick, thinking, well, it's going to go over, whatever I do. And he just took his eye. Well, he took his eye off the ball, literally, didn't he? But 10-6 instead of 12-6. We'll see how important that is.
Yes, do it.
In an hour or so.
Well, we saw Max Jowett take his time for Wakefield's conversion that was right under the post, arguably a little easier than that one, and he just made sure he knows how important those 2 points can be, and Nico Williams possibly rushed that one a little, and he'd love to have that time.
Oh, they run it on the last. Here is Griffin, kick towards the corner, chases on, taken by Pratt, somehow manages to stay in the field of play. No, he doesn't. He's pushed back. Well, Wakefield are fuming there. Wakefield are fuming. They may well challenge this. They were convinced there that Ollie Pratt had managed to stay in the field of play. The referee says he didn't. Wakefield are challenging. It's going to be a captain's challenge. Wakefield saying that he stayed in the field of play. Well, it looked like he did, to be fair.
Captain's challenge.
So Chris Kendall will have a look at this. Big call just before half-time.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. Wakefield are challenging the decision of a goal line dropout. They're claiming that the player's been tackled in the field of play and he's then taken in goal. So if you look at this point now, the legs man has hold of the leg. That constitutes a tackle. So we now need to work out where the ball is. Okay, you can see on camera 9, this is the perfect shot. You can see on camera 9, there's a legs man there. So that is tackle complete. So the second York player cannot come and affect this tackle, which he does, and that then forces the Wakefield player in goal. We watch it in full speed, tackle complete, and then the second effort forces the player in goal. It's going to be challenge successful.
Do it, penalty, mate.
I think probably one of the easier decisions that Chris Kendall will have. You and I called it in real time.
Yeah, Ollie Pratt did incredibly well there.
The penalty to Wakefield. A couple of minutes to go to half-time. There's a great take. I mean, after all the hullabaloo, Griffin's kick across the face of the post, and Pratt read it brilliantly, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Griffin there, not known for his kicking game, puts a nice little kick through, which Ollie Pratt collects really well. Dives into the field of play, and Hingano there just has contact with his legs, which means tackle is complete. Martin tries his best to come in there and push him in goal, but rightly challenged by Wakefield, and an important challenge. I love this captain's challenge. The ability to do that in such an important call in the game, I think is fantastic.
That's how it should be used. Teams at the start of this season are probably getting a bit more used to it, aren't they? To use it correctly. Fartilli on the charge. Can Wakefield find some points in the last 90 seconds of the first half? Truman. Sinfield now, and Isaiah Banganar well wrapped up. Tyson Smoothie, of course, NRL Grand Final winner with Brisbane last year. Truman, short ball. Jowett with a brilliant pass, and Pratt will score the try. Hero at one end, stopping the try, Ollie Pratt. 60 seconds later, Hero at the other end with a try that levels this game once again. Lovely pass out from Jowett. Pratt with the try. It's 10-all.
Yeah, fantastic pass by Max Jowett there, who just loops round the back,
Yeah, mate, class challenge in there, mate.
takes the ball and finds that cut-out pass to Ollie Pratt, who is perfectly placed there to dive over for another try for Wakefield. And what a 60 seconds Ollie Pratt had there. Saves a try one end, goes right up the other end to add another 4 points for Wakefield. Brilliant set off the back of an amazing defensive effort for Wakefield. Darryl Powell will be really happy with the transition there from Wakefield, from that defensive mindset right into attack and starting to take their opportunities, looking a little bit cleaner now with the passing game. Halves linking up much better now.
Well, Jodie, it just goes to show what you said was absolutely spot on. Captain challenge, otherwise Wakefield would have, without a challenge, would have been dropping out from underneath the row post, and who knows what would have happened. Captain challenge used to perfection. Penalty, great ball use. They go 90 yards and they level. Jowett now off the touchline to give Wakefield an unlikely lead at half-time. Let's see whether he fancies it or not. He does. It's a brilliant kick off the touchline. And on the stroke of half-time, Wakefield go in front by 12 points to 10. And already that dreadful missed kick by Nico Williams to the Ben Jones-Bishop try for one set in the whole KR half in that first 40 minutes. And dominance as dominant can be. Well, York have dominated possession in the first half here, but it's Wakefield who are leading on the scoreboard. And Mark Applegarth, the York coach, I'm sure will be disappointed that they've not been able to score more points. But so we go back to that missed kick of Nico Williams from the second try. Should be 12-all. It isn't. Already making a difference. Will it in 40 minutes time? So what have York got to do differently, and what have Wakefield got to do differently, Joe?
Well, I think both sides will want to sort the discipline out. We saw 4 penalties apiece, 3 6-agains apiece. Giving the opposition possession is a difficult challenge in this game. The amount of defence both sides had to do was difficult. It probably swung across to Wakefield's favour in the back end of that game, but both will want to really sort out that discipline, and Wakefield start playing the game much closer to the York line. They didn't have enough play the balls, enough opportunities in the York line, but the positives for Darryl Clark will be that when they got there, they did manage to put points on the board.
Got to cut the errors out as well. We've seen one already from Wakefield. Here is Hingano. Early chance in the second half for York. Sangare now 10 yards out from that Wakefield try line, right in front of the post. Cook picks it up one-handed. Martin trying to swivel out of the tackle. Tilly in there, along with Jay Pitts. They come to this left-hand side, swing the ball to the left, but Griffin elects to cut back inside. Nothing doing, and that is the last. That's a wasted opportunity. There were numbers out on the left-hand side, but again, Wakefield survived.
Yeah, not enough of a challenge to the Wakefield defence in that opportunity.
It's an error. I think it's Tom Johnstone, I think. It's another error from the Wakefield winger. Wow. York gifted field position again.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with this one. Another error, uncharacteristic from Tom Johnston, and it was a brilliant defensive effort there by York, putting pressure on the ball as he takes one of those tough carries that he does so well. Got incredible experience, was ever present in the Ashes series that we saw at the end of last year. He knows how to take those tough carries, but so far, not a great day at the office for Tom Johnstone.
Straight in.
Well, another opportunity. York were presented with many opportunities at the start of the first half. What can they do here? Here is McShane. Matarapa.
Jake now, Fanny! Hold. You locked him in the rock, you locked him in.
Get on with it, says the referee. So they do. McShane from Martin. Sangare was waiting for the pass that didn't come. Again, real pressure on that Wakefield line. They have the lead, but for how long? That was Cook for Sangare. Right on the try line, Justin Sangare. Cook again. They go to the right-hand side. And it wasn't a very good pass by Sam Cook. And really, Not much chance for Paul McShane, and 2 sets on the Wakefield line at the start of the second half, and again empty-handed, the York Knights.
Yeah, not the best to pass, but a player of the quality of Paul McShane, he'll want to take that in. There was an opportunity on that right edge there if he had took that ball in. Just having a look up, scanning the defence, took his eyes off the ball for a minute, and a let-off now for Wakefield, who'll have to roll up the sleeves and get through some hard work to get off their own goal line again.
Of course, Super League's 30th birthday weekend. It all started in 1996. Wakefield were in the old Division 1, finished 6th out of 11th. York, they were known as the York Wasps then, were in the old Division 2. They finished 8th. The champions of Division 2 back in 1996, Hull Kingston Rovers. Things have changed a little, don't you think? The champions, League Leaders Shield, Challenge Cup winners, World Club champions. 30-0 up against St Helens as well. Here it's a lot closer. There's a knock-on. That was called by the touch judge there. Sinfield was picking up the pieces.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication there. Not sure whether it was going out the back to Jack Sinfield. Lead runner there just gets a little bit of a touch to it. But there's a captain's challenge on this one, possibly touched by the York defender.
It looked like it came off Matty Staunton. But Wakefield are going to risk a challenge. Chris Campbell will have another look.
Okay, we have a captain's challenge. Wakefield are challenging the decision of a knock-on. We're just going to need to work out, does this ever touch a Wakefield player? Obviously, the ball's been passed. Can't see on that angle. Does this ball touch the Wakefield player? We're looking for any change in shape or direction of the ball. Can't really see on that, but equally he does get very close. I'm just going to explore all the angles. Does this touch the Wakefield man? Again, I can't tell for sure on that if it touches him. Maybe this one. Okay, you can see there the ball never changes shape or rotation. Just go to camera 5.
Confirm the tackle count as well, please.
Okay, as you can see there, the ball never touches a Wakefield player there. It's then picked up by Sinfield, and the referee. Okay, the referee then blows his tackle at this point, so it's going to be a mutual infringement because he's blown his whistle now. We can go tackle 5, Sinfield to play the ball. It's challenge successful.
Well, there you go. There was no deviation on the ball. That was a really good description. You could see actually the ball coming through the air. So challenge is successful. Wakefield again challenging the decision, successful. It will be a play the ball. You can see there that the thought was that it came off the arm, the left arm there of Matty Staunton, but
they're just decisions. It's close anyway.
In the end, it was the last tackle, and Wood takes it for York. And after all that, it's still 12 points to 10, and we've had 5 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, another great challenge by Wakefield, though. Instead of turning the ball over virtually on halfway, they managed to get the kick away on last and make York start in a bad spot and work out their own half. It was challenged as it did look to be a knock-on initially off Staunton, but he hadn't touched that one, and as I said, brilliant challenge again by Wakefield, and could prove an important one again.
Get away! Get back middle.
Last one already, midway side their own half for the field.
40 middle, give 10.
There's the kick from Ngano, and taken well by Max Jarrett. His touchline conversion, the difference. Big hit there by VAR on the Wakefield fullback.
Just in now. Hold.
Johnstone will just be glad to keep hold of the ball there. Made a couple of errors. Here is Ollie Pratt, that crucial try just before half-time.
Hold. Can you play it? Can you play it?
Just hurt himself there. Pratt hobbling back to this right wing.
Yeah, Ollie Pratt had some really good involvements for Wakefield. They'll be wanting to make sure he stays out there, but looks like he's struggling with that left ankle or knee, it might be, that got caught in that tackle.
Sinfield goes high towards Nofaluma, does well. Good chase, good kick, good play all round.
Tyson away!
Yeah, they've run 3 on the spin, Wakefield.
Look in the 10.
Beating Hull and then Leeds in the cup and then
Go 3, that's better.
Lee last weekend. A great achievement for them to get into the top 4.
Hold.
After 6 rounds of Super League, that's what will happen with a victory.
5 out, Gene! Get back! Go 5 Chaos.
Cook at dummy half.
Outside.
Will kick himself, bounces awkwardly. This time Johnson just lets the ball go into touch and Wakefield will get it back.
Hand over.
30 yards out from their own try line.
Yeah, and it was a good defensive set by Wakefield there, committing numbers into contact. Darryl Powell will be happy with that set. He managed to get out and put kick pressure onto Ngannou there, so it didn't quite get the distance that he wanted. Had to kick against the angle, and now Wakefield start with the ball on the 40, already now transitioning into good ball and finding the front, working through the sets here. A much better start now by Wakefield into the second half.
Hold. Go 3. Still 3.
Good offload. Nowhere for Johnstone to go.
Clear, stay in the man, Tom. Go for good,
There are a couple of tackles left in this set for Wakefield. Pitts offload for their try scorer.
Held. Release on 5.
Hamden Welling. Last tackle for Trinity, and Sinfield again will test out David Nofaluma. The veteran winger takes it well, but York again pinned back close to their own try line. Wakefield's kicking game has been a whole lot better, and they're sort of putting more pressure on York, and York struggling to get out from their own territory.
Yeah, taken really well there by Nofaluma, but the Wakefield kick chase was brilliant and forced him in goal. Didn't make many yards. They're now continuing to get numbers in the tackle, limiting the meters by York. Well, that's a great carry there by Singare. Offload doesn't quite go anywhere, but bumping off tacklers there.
And they play it now on this left-hand side. Great dummy. Williams on the last. Ngannou, that's a mighty kick into the night sky, and Johnstone again can't take that, manages to recover, but that was a real testing, teasing kick. Wakefield survives somehow.
Yeah, I think that one came down with snow on it, got some real height to that one, and Tom Johnstone, who's not filled with confidence right now, already made a few errors, didn't manage to take that one cleanly, and sometimes when you are one of the back 3, even if it isn't a knock-on or an error, just not taking it cleanly can add to that lacking confidence. There was a lot of pressure on him there. He did manage to retain possession, but a messy one at the back there for Wakefield again.
Well, there's the early kick picked up by Nofaluma again for the York Knights.
Away now, come! Hold.
3 tries in his last 3 games for Nofaluma. He'll have another one tonight. Williams.
Back. Hold. But stay in the mark. Stay in the mark. You make it easier then. Jay Pierce, get back left. Hold. Go 3. Stay in the mark.
Defensively, Wakefield have been right up there, haven't they, in this second half? Not giving York much space, much room to move in. Ngannou. VAR. Had a good game, Xavier VAR. on the last. And Ghana again with a mighty, mighty kick. Jowett misses it. Johnston misses it. Post up by Matarafa. Matarafa with the try for York or not, I wonder. There was a huge kick again by Hingano. That isn't a try. The error from Wakefield, pounced on by Matarafa, but did he manage to get the ball down? Big call, big moment. Chris Kendall is the video referee.
Okay, everyone is onside, so we can play it through from this point. We're going to camera 5. We've got a live call of no try. Let's see what happens here. Okay, what's Justin Sangaré doing? We're looking at the actions of Justin Sangaré. Okay, this is a good angle. Okay, Justin Sangaré, he never has eyes for the ball. He never has eyes for the ball. And he makes contact with Jowett there. Is it before or after, or as he takes possession? It actually doesn't matter, because if it's before the contact, then it's tackle without the ball. If it's on contact, then it's a tackle in the air. So that's irrelevant. We'll go back to that camera 2, sorry.
Agree, mate, yeah.
Sangaré's always looking at Jowett, no eyes for the ball, and then makes contact with Jowett in the air. I've made a decision.
Well, there you go. Yeah, good explanation. Whatever the outcome, it was a penalty either way, wasn't it? Well spotted by the ref. Matarafa thought that he may well have scored, but a penalty against Justin Sangaré.
No try penalty.
And Wakefield survived.
Yeah, it was good kick pressure, but not quite timed right by Sangaré. He makes contact whilst Jowett's in the air, which forces the error and wasn't dealt with at the back, but that's all irrelevant as the penalty came initially, and rightly the try was chalked off, and Wakefield now with an opportunity to come and attack the sharp side.
Hold, go and push forward.
A real surprise that there's not been more points. Just 4 tries so far. There will be. We're confident, aren't we? Half an hour to go, Jody. More points are coming. Here is Farturian. It's going to be a 6 again, another set restart, this time against York. So I'm having been forced to defend for a fair while in this second half once more. We've got an opportunity to attack. Hamlin Welly. 25 yards out, right in front of the post. They go to the left-hand side. Dummy by Truman. Well read. Great tackle by VAR. Here is Jay Pitts now. Opts to go on his own. Pressure building at the other end. Away to the left they go. Truman. Jowett. Well, has he managed to get the ball down? That was a big, big play by Corey Hall. And he wonders and he thinks he may well have scored. But was he in touch? That's the big question. It all went quiet over in that corner. Is it a try or not for Corey Hall? On the field, the referee says no. So the video ref will come into play once more.
Okay, we have a live call of no try for touch. Just run it through. Okay, that angle, you can see that Hall's feet are always in the field of play, so we now need to switch angles to the front angle. We'll go to camera 9.
We have touching goal on field, mate.
So Hall is in possession, he's in possession, and as you can see there, his left elbow scrapes the touch line. That's the touch line, not touching goal. Pause it there. That is Corey Hall in touch. I've viewed the angle I need, I've made a decision.
Well, it's a no try. It was a great effort. He wasn't far away, was he, Corey Hall? Not far away at all. So no try confirmed. It stays 12-10. York will get the ball back.
Yeah, great effort by Corey Hall there to try and sneak in the corner. Elbow just out in touch there, and Sam Wood. Then Jones Bishop, great effort defensively there just to make sure that Wakefield don't put any more points on the board.
Go on, mate, keep going. That's it, go.
I feel like the discipline's been much better this second half, Stuart. Just the 1-6 again we saw in the lead up to that opportunity for Wakefield, but looks like both sides have started to clean up in terms of penalties and 6-agains.
Jay, now! Hold. Go 2. Quick in the rocks, Wakefield. Kill him up now! Red line, hold. Go 3, line's good now, 3.
Let's see what York can do
Matty!
in response.
Hold, go 4, good.
Just shy of halfway was Martin. Little inside pass there for Williams.
Find the ball, Jack, give room! Go 5, good, Jack, made the
Last tackle, Nofaluma back for Hingano. He's launched some mighty, mighty kicks, and there's another one. Well taken by Jarrett.
Stand up, hold!
These kicks from Hingano are causing all sorts of bother on.
Yeah, again, just loads of height on that one. It gives time for the York kick chase to really get up and in the face of the Wakefield back 3. Max Jowett did really well to take that one. Tackle timed much better there by Griffin, just to make sure that as soon as Max Jowett collected that one, he was tackled straight away. But Wakefield now getting quick, play the balls. The ruck speed's really improved from Wakefield over the last few minutes. And
Mike!
Truman with the kick, it's an awkward bouncing one. The difference in the game remains if you are just joining us in the second half.
Nice charge, you're good, mate.
Nico Williams missing a conversion attempt from virtually in front of the post, which would have given York the lead at 12 points to 10.
Go 2, David Treaty, keep going.
And that missed kick, the difference between the two sides.
yeah, it is, Stuart. That's the difference. At the minute, it's looked, with how end-to-end the game's been, like we were going to see a lot more points than that. Both sides defended really well, scrambled well, defended the goal line well, which has limited the points so far, but it's another 6 again now. I jinxed him saying the discipline had improved, but Wakefield giving away a 6 again there to give York a full set now to attack in good ball.
Yep.
Stand now, hold! Go 2.
Wood does well. Scored the first try of the game. Here is McShane now. Bit of room for Griffin and now Matarafa. Here is Williams. Can't find any way through. Good tackle coming in from Matty Stork. Nofaluma right on the line. Last tackle, big opportunity. Wakefield defensively have been really good in the main. They're going to have to be again as McShane arrows the kick through, but there's too much on that. More terrific defence from Wakefield Trinity and more frustration for the York Knights.
Yeah, looked like a great chance there on that right edge from York. Wakefield defence all over the place there, but pressure on McShane meant that he just put a little bit too much weight on that kick, and it's a 7-tackle set, and now another discipline error by York now.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that though. The afters, Mike McMeekin, experienced player, knows better than that. He's the Wakefield captain. The mistake was from Denis Barnforth, and he went up to Barnforth and tapped him a few times on the head. Not a great fan of that, Jodie.
No, it can be frustrating, especially in a game like this where there's only 2 points difference. Every error, every mistake seems incredibly important, could end up defining the end of the game. So frustrations understandably quite high from both sides when errors are coming into play.
Hamlin Welly for Wakefield.
Go 3. Line's good down 3.
Truman, Jowett now, maybe a bit of space for Mac Jarrett to work in. Elusive as always with the ball. Tackle was made by Martin. Quick play the ball. McMeekin goes for the line. Offloads it one-handed. Picked up on the bounce by Sinfield. Here is Staunton now. He manages to offload. Hamden-Welly goes for the line. Tackle coming in from D and from McShane. Wilson, long ball out for Johnstone. Tom Johnstone has got it down. He's made some mistakes tonight, but when you give him a sniff, he will take the opportunity, and Johnstone races in at the corner to extend Wakefield's lead.
Yeah, what a pass that was. Nice looping pass, which just goes over the head of the pushing up York defence. And we've said that Tom Johnstone hasn't had the best of games so far, but he is a born try scorer, and that's brilliant try there in the corner just to sneak in. Times it perfectly off the rainbow pass there from Jake Truman, who knows exactly where his winger's going to be, and important touchdown in the corner there from Tom Johnstone.
Well, a massive try for Wakefield. Again, forcing to defend for most of this second half, but when they get the opportunity, Tom Johnstone doesn't let them down. 200th career game last week in the victory over Lee. 102 tries in 145 games for Wakefield. That's pretty good, don't you think?
Yeah, not a bad conversion rate, that, is it?
Well, Jarrett's already been successful for one off the touchline. As we approach the hour mark, this is a huge kick. It would make it a 2-score game if he can land it right wide out on that left-hand side. No, goes to the left of the post, so 16 points to 10 it is. And we're in for a cracking 20-21 minutes at the end of this game.
Yeah, it was a great effort by Max Jowett there, just missed the conversion, but nice little pass over the top. That right edge for York had just come up a little too much, and it was a nice rainbow pass over the top to Tom Johnstone in the corner, which now makes it a 6-point ball game, and a converted try needed by this York side now just to level the game.
Tactical genius.
Here's Hamden-Welly with a charge out from the kickoff. Definitely more points in this one.
Hold, go on, good readjust, well done.
Where will they come and where will they go to? McMeekin.
Two, clear the rock! Stay in the mark! Hold, go to a nice mark, two. Paul, move now!
Good game on the left edge. Isaiah Vanganar for Wakefield.
Yeah, cheers, mate, 3.
Up to halfway it goes with Corey Hall.
Hold. Go 4, play on.
Got a couple left in this set. They've made good yardage again, haven't they?
Find me, go 5.
Last one. Sinfield again will try and pick out Nothaluma on this near side. Well watched and well taken.
Off the lines away!
Wakefield's game plan has worked a treat. They defended really well, and their completion rate has been much more impressive in the second half.
Yeah, they have started to improve that in the second half, and I think the middles have really started this second half much better, more direct carries, finding the front, a couple of better offloads from the middles we saw in the build-up to that carry, which gave them the opportunity on the edge. Mike McMeekin getting an offload in that. Saw a few of them early in the game that went to ground, but starting to go to hands now as Wakefield get a little bit more dominance in.
Ngannou goes high again, but this time no pressure on Max Jarrett, who took it well. Across the defensive line he goes, but there was no joy. Hang on a sec. It looks there as if Sam Wood's in a spot of bother on that far side. He had made the attempted tackle, Wood, and he went down to ground, and straight away he signalled for the physio to come on.
Paul, get him away! Hold.
Well, he may have dislocated a finger, or you can see in the background there, receiving treatment, Sam Wood.
Off the legs, get back! Hold.
Looks like a dislocation.
Yeah, Wakefield looking to take advantage now.
Over halfway, last one. Harvey Smith finds Jackson Field again, it's the same route towards Nofaluma. He watches it and takes it really well. Sam Wood is off down the tunnel to have that finger put back in. They're painful, aren't they? They're painful.
Yeah, I've had a good few finger dislocations across my career. It's not the best, especially for someone who's skillful on the edge like Sam Wood is. He'll be going down the tunnel getting that sorted. I'm sure we'll probably see him patched up and back out there for the remainder of the game.
And on one finger dislocation, that was enough. I can assure you, painful. Here is Sam Cook. York still very much in this, but on the last is Barnforth. McShane now with time. Good take. Brilliant from Ollie Pratt, who's looked dangerous really every time he's had the ball tonight.
The back 10 now.
Cam Scott.
Just get out. Back. Go to the back 10 now.
Quick play the ball. Quick hands.
Still two.
Good offload from Staunton now. Tavana back on. The ball goes to ground. There's a bit of afters now. Here we go.
We'll get to this in a second.
Feisty! We don't mind a bit of feisty.
Yeah, looks like just a really large pile on that one. Don't think there was any punches thrown in that, just a little bit of frustration from both sides coming out there.
Chris, I'll have a look, mate. Can you do me a favour?
It was a knock-on, wasn't it? Let's have a look.
So, you tie your shoe. Get the red line, mate, when you're done.
Ball knocked out of his hand there. They're not liking the response from Sam Cook. And then the rest of it followed. The video referee, Chris Kendall, is going to have a word. The knock-on for sure by Tavana, but he may well.
Yeah, the Mike needs a clear knock-on as well. Mechanics in the tackle.
Tavana may well be penalised here. I think he may well have actually put the ball in the face of one of the York players.
You stay there, please.
That could be the verdict, but it could be a penalty.
I'm going to put him on noise now. Just 1 second, mate. You don't want to shout that. Clear knock-on. First of all, we've got a clear knock-on on field. Yeah. Jazz then takes matters into his own hands and escalates that by throwing the ball into the York players first. Jazz is on notice now. Yeah, we can't have that again. I understood. The penalty's going to go against Wakefield for Jazz. Can you deal with him, Mike? Yeah. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that. Do you know what? That's probably a good referee there.
Well, there we go. And that's what the penalty's for. Ivana putting the ball in the face of Sam Cook. So penalty to York. The ill discipline's creeping back in.
Yeah, and Sam Cook's defence has been really good in this game. He got off the line quick in the face of Jazz Tavana and forced the error on that one. Tavana didn't like the attention he received, and now he's given a penalty away as well as the error, just to double down on that one.
Here is VAR once more. Great opportunity for York to put points on the board and possibly draw level. Nearly into the last 15 minutes of this one.
Stand up, hold!
6-point ball game, Barnforth. Here is Vaughan. Massively experienced, of course, Paul Vaughan. Good tackle. Smith there bringing down Garno in front of the sticks. Barnforth, they go to that right-hand edge. Little kick through by Matarafa. The charge is on! Is it a try? Is that a try or not? I wonder, or was it kicked? The ball was kicked down. Dagging whilst he was racing through. I think he's given the try, has he? They weren't sure. They weren't sure. But it looks like they've given the try. But it's Dagger who was racing through. But they're going to check this for sure. Let's have a look.
Which one? They'll all get checked anyway. If they scored it, mate. Official review. on screen, mate. I've got on screen.
Okay, we're under live review here. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We're on full review. Okay, so. Yeah, right. Okay, so the York player's moving towards the ball. He gets his hand to it. Jowett then kicks the hand of the arm. So we have a foul by Jowett. We're now going to rule, is this a penalty try? Or is it a penalty and a bin against Jowett? So would the York player have scored a try here, but for the foul play of Jowett?
If he's in possession, Chris, does he take possession of the ball and it's kicked?
Okay, the York player hasn't got a grip of the ball when Jowett kicks it, so I can't be certain that a try would have been scored. However, there is foul play by Jowett, so it's going to be a penalty and it's going to be a sin bin for Max Jowett.
Well, there you go, all the drama, all the fun of the affair, but we wondered whether it was a try. It wasn't. And you could hear there from Chris Kendall, he had to decide whether it was going to be a penalty try or not, but it's not a penalty try, but it is going to be a penalty, and it is going to be a sin binning for Max Jowett.
So he hasn't taken possession of the full grip of the ball, he can't be for certain, but the ball's being kicked out of his hand. Yeah. He denied he tried scoring.
No, he touched the ball first. He touched the ball first. I kicked the ball first. He's touched it first. I've kicked the ball before he's game.
You kicked the hand.
No, I didn't.
You kicked the hand.
I've kicked it before.
In fairness, the video
Controversial call. Jowett's not happy. Mike McMeekin isn't happy, but he's got to go into the sin bin for 10 minutes. No try, no penalty try, but Wakefield reduced to 12.
Back for line.
And another opportunity for York.
Yeah, Will Dagger there, diving for that ball. Unlucky, really. He takes not just a kick to the hands, which dislodges the ball, but follow through into the face as well, which sure was a difficult one. Max Jowett now spending the next 10 minutes on the bench.
Go to Matty off that lever.
That's a short pass out now for Barr. Barr thinks he scored. The hand goes up from Xavier Barr. He reckons he's got the ball down for a try. Tom Grant, the referee, is saying he hasn't got the ball down, and it's no try. So another big decision for our video referee, Chris Kendall.
Okay, it's tackle 2. We have a live call of no try. Okay, does this ball ever get to the ground? It's the live call of no try. Okay, at that point the ball is held up. See if we can see anything else. Camera 2. Okay, and again the ball appears to be up on that angle. Those are the two angles. Those are the two best angles. So it's going to be inconclusive. I have insufficient evidence to overturn the live call. So it's going to be no try, held up.
So tackle 3, mate, just confirmed player.
There you go. No try confirmed. But the big screen has gone off inside the stadium, so Tom Grant is going to have to make the decision. No try held up. Screen is back on. No try comes up on the screen, and it's 16 points to 10. It remains with 14 minutes to go. VAR was centimetres away from the try. But York still have a couple of tackles left here as McShane go to the right-hand side.
Away now, back foot.
D. Brought down. Wakefield down to 12. Here is VAR, who came so close to scoring that try. They're one try and a conversion from levelling this game. They need Barnforth. McShane now. Is there room on that far side?
Turnover.
Wakefield is there.
Hold the line.
On the last, loses the ball, or has to give the ball over rather way for the turnover. And the chance has gone, so it's a case of surviving now for Wakefield for the next 8 minutes.
Yeah, look, with one player down, with Max Jowett now in the sin bin, that's a good result for Wakefield, managing to keep York out. Defended that well and forced that on the last.
Wow, look at that. 52-10. LKR were leading 30-0 at half-time.
Back 10 good. For clear.
Glad to say it's a lot closer here. 6 points in it.
Good now. 4.
Wakefield down to 12. Jarrett in the sin bin.
Good line, well done.
It's the last one. Sinfield again goes for Nopaluma. Just might be worth mentioning at this stage, the 3 out of York's 5 matches in Super League so far have been decided by 1 point. That famous win on the opening night against Hull KR here in 1918. They won 17-16 against Hull, and of course they lost by 1 point, 23-22 against Wigan last weekend. We're going to get more similar drama here in the closing stages.
Yeah, look, York already getting points out of games this season, but even when they're not getting points, taking on the likes of Wigan last week and managing to take it to a 1 point ball game.
Brilliant offload to McShane from D. He's brought down. Last one, what are they going to do with it? Griffin back for Williams, who will score! No arguments with that one. Mikael Williams goes over in the corner, and they take advantage of Wakefield being a man down. Jarrett in the sin bin, and the sin has cost a try. 16-14. Kick to come.
He made the extra player advantage count there in that one with the overlap they created on this left edge. It was brilliant hands that ultimately gifted the try there to Nico Williams, who took it really well on the edge. Brilliant offload. Paul McShane there just losing his feet. Great tackle by Corey Hall. But York are patient. They managed to move the ball right across the edge. Griffin, with patience, just feeds the easy pass there to Nico Williams, who adds the 4 points to York in the corner. And York fans will be disappointed to not get anything out of the 2 previous attempts they had at the Wakefield line with Will Dagger and VAR, but they managed to do it there with Nico Williams.
Shot clock.
Right off the touchline to level it. Would you believe it? Just across the post. When the boot hit the ball, it looked like it was going over, but it just faded to the right. 16-14. We're in for a fabulous 10 minutes.
Yeah, again we see much more patient passing game now by York. Ngannou there feeds Griffin, who just takes it to the line, delivers the pass at the perfect time, and those York fans are being treated to some fantastic rugby this season, but I'm sure they'll all be checking the hearts with the pressure that it seems to be putting on them at the end of games. Every game coming right down to the wire, and this game is absolutely doing that.
Well, it's got a corner glimpse there of Mark Applegarth, the coach. Again, it's 2 points the difference. And 2 points for the missed conversion from Williams in the first half. Just about in front of the post. York determined to make sure that that won't matter at the end of the game. McShane now and Mazarafa still like he might well have taken a blow then.
Paul, can you take it off?
Oh, it's his shoulder gone.
Time off.
It's his shoulder or his arm. Oh, that doesn't look too good. That doesn't look too clever. I think it's Jodie, you were pointing to your left arm there.
Yeah, I think it looks like an elbow dislocation. You can just see he's not holding that arm well. That'll be a massive loss for this York side, not just tonight and in this game, which is no doubt going to the wire again, but for the long term of this season in York, Matafa has been outstanding so far, and that one looks like it's not going to be a quick injury. I'm sure all the York fans will be praying and hoping for the best for him, that it's not quite as serious as it looks at the minute. Everyone just taking a bit of time, giving him space and letting the medical staff do what they do best and look after Matafa at this time.
Just in general.
But yeah, it did look like a dislocated elbow, and it was just so matter of fact, wasn't it? He ran the ball into the tackle, and it just looks like being an awful accident, and as the curse of the fullback in 2026 struck again.
Yeah, it's not the number you want on your back, is it, in 2026? The number one seems to be a bit of a jinx for teams. Mark Applegarth there will be hoping and praying for a speedy recovery for his fullback. I'm sure he'll be there to greet him on the sidelines, all wishing him the best. How tough are these rugby players though, Stuart? Yeah. You know, you wouldn't know that too much had happened, just a hand goes up and just shows that he needs a little bit of attention from the medical staff, but no doubt that one's really painful. It'll take some time to put that back in. Really tough player there.
Yeah, it doesn't look too clever. A real shame for York and for Toa Mazaafa, who's been outstanding. It really has. It was just an accident, wasn't it? But he knew straight away that he was in serious trouble. Thumbs up as he goes off. But a big blow for the York Knights. Another big kick from Higano. Yeah, good take. Under pressure. John Stone. Still 3 or 4 minutes for Wakefield to play with 12 as well. Jarrett in the sin bin. Good stuff from McMeekin. Powerful run just when his team needed it.
Yeah, brilliant carry there by Mike McMeekin, showing his leg speed, just getting in behind the ruck, and some really important meters for Wakefield.
And this time, Sinfield goes to the ground and will waste up precious seconds as the ball goes into touch.
York just happy to let that one run dead there. They're going to start with the ball now midfield rather than having to work it out from that corner, but a nice little kick there from Jack Sinfield, just a little bit too heavy.
Well, York have also used all their replacements, so that's even more of a blow with Matarafa going off. They haven't got anybody to put on in his place. Will Dagger has gone to fullback. 7 minutes to go. Vaughan manages to offload the ball. Barnforth. Perseverance to make another couple of yards. Cook. That was a good tackle. Ball bounces past Vaughan. Here is Higano now. It's the space on the far side. Play the ball. They wanted the set restart as McShane this time gets the kick away. Corey Corey Hall takes the ball, but Pratt runs it up. Still anybody's game. It's there for the taking. 2 points in it. Scott there, tackled by Griffin. Referee says it was initially round the shoulder. Play on.
You good now?
Good stuff. That was experience, wasn't it, from Rodwell?
Go for them at the 10-4.
Chance now maybe for Hall on the far side. The offload to Johnstone. Johnston's got the pace. Oh, he's got the pace, and he's going to score a fantastic try, which may well win this game for Wakefield Trinity. Tom Johnstone with a cracker, and Tom Johnstone with the try that could well take Wakefield into Super League's top 4.
We were critical early on of Tom Johnstone and the few errors he had in that first half, and he has more than made up for that for his Wakefield Trinity side. What a fantastic try, showing all the pace, all the experience he's got there. Corey Hall, incredible centre play just to free up his winger, who was not going to second guess that one. Rounds the York defence and goes straight under the post for a massive Wakefield try. We see it there, Corey Hall just skips outside, Paul McShane engages the winger. Dagger there just gets too involved and gives Tom Johnstone the outside, and he's too experienced, too quick to give him that much space. And what a nice offload that was from Corey Hall, and brilliantly taken try by Tom Johnstone. Possibly winning the game for Wakefield, that one. It's going to be a tough ask for York to come back, especially having to play the remainder of the game with 12 players.
It still needed some scoring, didn't it? They must be mad, it's freezing. Well, he'll be delighted. It's been a really tough game. Jowett off the field, so Sinfield with the kick, and that should do it, because it's now 22 points to 14. 2 second-half tries from Johnstone, proving the difference.
All his class on show there, and massive thanks has to go to his centre partner there in Corey Hall, who just gets on the experienced Paul McShane's outside. Little flick pass to Tom Johnstone, who has just enough room there to open up his legs and manage to score the try under the post. Max Jowett there, just finishing off his time in the sin bin. He's happy with that one, that his team's repaying the patience.
Well, they go the short kick-off, and Johnstone takes it. Well, he's made some errors in this game, but he's come back for them with interest. The injury in the end to Toa Matarafa, the fullback, turning out to be crucial. Havana, referee called hold. It's going to be 4 consecutive wins for Darryl Powell's side. And on the day that they announced the signing of NRL superstar Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, they're going to come up with a big win in Super League. But Meakin with the error, York get their hands on it, but there's less than 4 minutes to go. They've got to score twice. Another brave effort from York, and as Jody said, they've managed to win games. They won games well. There is Matt Ellis, the Wakefield owner, who's no doubt put his hand in his pocket for Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Methinks he won't come cheap, Jody.
No, I doubt it. That'll definitely cost the club a fair bit, and I'm sure he'll repay the money they're spending on him when he gets over here into the Super League. York now with nothing to lose, Stuart. They're throwing the ball around the Trent in their arm. Great carry there by Hart.
Again, he's done what a good game he's had. Brilliant stuff, fantastic stuff, right to the end by Xavier Var. It may be too little too late. Dagger now, they switched the play, but it was well read by Vanganar, and that may just be that. But in a losing cause, Xavier Varr has had an absolute stormer for the York Knights.
Oh, no! Get back!
But it's Wakefield who are going to take the points. And it's Wakefield who are going to move into Super League's top 4. And
surrender! Stand! Go 3.
Sinfield.
Move away! Hold. Go 4.
Here's Cam Scott for Pratt. He may well round it off brilliantly. Oh, fantastic try. Fantastic try from a young man with a big, big future. Ollie Pratt rounds it off with his second. Perfect from Pratt. And Wakefield are going to win a big, big game. What a try, and what a way to finish it.
Ollie Pratt, take a bow. What a try that was on the edge. Took some finishing. It looked like he might do it first off. Uses his footwork and just breaks that last tackle to score the try. But look at this, fantastic edge play. The numbered up and a mirror image of the offload you saw from Corey Hall there. Cameron Scott, whatever you can do, Corey Hall, I can do better. And he frees up his winger with a nice little flick offload. Still a lot to do by Oliver Pratt. Manages to break the cover tackle there and score a try by diving under the post. And what a game he's had. Just loads of really detailed moments. The tries are important, but really smart play from the young winger who's made a massive impact in this game.
Terrific, wasn't it? Terrific.
Shot clock.
Matt Jarrett back on. A spell in the sin bin.
Time off.
Go to the left of the post, but it's not going to make any difference. 26 points to 14. And the two wingers have done it for Wakey.
They have, and it's Cameron Scott there again. Just that centre play, that subtlety to just skip on the outside of the opposite centre, get the winger interested in the tackle, and then just a nice, soft, subtle offload to Ollie Pratt, who finishes that try incredibly well, rounding off a brilliant 80 minutes from that man.
Well, it's been a memorable day for Wakefield Trinity, and for Ollie Pratt, and for Tom Johnson, and for their coach Darryl Powell, and for their owner Matt Ellis as well. They are ambitious. They want success, they want silverware early in the season, but they're going about it the right way, that's for sure. That was the knock on. And that may well be that. Well, there is the hooter. It's been a really, really good game. A terrific effort from the York Knights. For Darryl Powell, a significant victory in his and his team's season. For Mark Applegarth and York, it could be a very costly defeat as well. It looks like their star fullback Toa Matarafa has suffered a dislocated elbow. And as far as Wakefield are concerned, 4 straight wins and into the top 4, and you've got to say they deserved it. Brilliant from Johnstone, brilliant from Pratt,